is it that somebody has served in a civil service office for 30 years of their life? Then after the 30 years, they stay at the top, stagnated, and refuse to move out and keep asking for contract extensions. 2 years, it dies. Another 2 years, it dies. Another 2 years. While there's a young officer who's just come from the university with a master's degree, has entered and should have a progression up there like they did 30 years ago when they were given entry, and then they progressed steadily. Go and check our civil service. There are plenty. Check our security services. They are there plenty. So what is the motivation for young people to climb up and aspire for greater hope? That's what I want you to think about. The focus should not just be about you being interested in shouting slogans. Today is International Youth Day. Do you feel in charge as a young person in this country? Do you feel loved as a young person in this country? Do you think that the country itself has a plan for you as a young person? Because when people who have grown past 80, 70, 60, some 90, they tell you about the yesteryears, and they tell you how as young people they had opportunity. They tell you young pioneers, they tell you this, they were volunteering, and because they had certain services that were made available to them. Some of them went to school for free. They have breakfast, lunch, and supper plus snack, and constantly on Wednesdays they had full dinner. Today we can't even find money to feed our youngsters. They tell you about the good old days. In 20, 30 years, when our own good old days will come as young people, what will be the story that will tell those who have come after us? And there are the saddle boys say, others have labored and we share their glorious exploits and add to their gain. Those who come after may take up the story. May it be worthy of singing again. What is your worthy story? So this morning, as a young person, I want to reorient your mind. And I want you to ask the National Youth Authority, what direction are we going? Because go to the National Youth Authority, for example. Check the number of groups and associations that have been registered under the National Youth Authority. And ask a very simple question. Whatever allocation they get, what do they use it for to the benefit of the young people? Unemployment rate keeps rising. Young people are being told to get into entrepreneurship. The banks are not giving them the facilities. So their ideas are in their bellies. And they are roaming around drinking spots. It's a shame. We live in a country where we're told that the payroll is choked. Yet, some persons are sneaking their people in. And then those who want to go through the process cannot find the jobs. You doubt it? Check the security service recruitment. Sometimes you can have a queue, let's say from TV3, all the way to Kaneshi. People wanting to serve their nation after they have paid 100 cedis to buy form. The same form that we're told will be free. Elsewhere, when you say you want to serve your nation, it is free. Nobody charges you. Here, we collect your money knowing full well that we are charging 840 people, 84,000 people as an immigration service once upon a time did. And then we know what slots is available. They would argue that, yes, we need to spread it so that we get the best, yada, 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 yada. If people come and apply and you don't give them the job, you give them back their money. Because you are not supposed to be a profit-making entity. So this morning, I'm awakening your mind as a young person. When the conversation drops and it concerns young people, take it and own it. For those of you they have succeeded in splitting you on the side of NDC and MPP, and you don't see eye to eye, that's your own cup of tea. Those you support, they have back channel conversations. They come and onto the front and make you believe they are fighting. They are friends, oh. They meet and greet, they meet and eat, they meet and chill. So you need to be smart. And you need to start demanding for what is right and what is yours. You need to start demanding for it. Don't be violent. Ask the questions. You have an MC, walk to his office. You have a sub-metro, walk to the office. You have a member of parliament, walk to their office. Ask them questions. We need to, as young people, stop being timid. And we need to start asking questions. Today is an International Youth Day. We will celebrate again. Ministry of Youth and Sports. They are more interested in sports. And even that is Black Stars. Because if it had not been so, the athletes who had gone all the way, and a certain person who is paid with our money, who is supposed to go and tell people that, oh, person A will not be running for us anymore, swap that person with person B. They didn't do that way, but this month it will end. They will collect their salaries. They will collect their salaries. The nya that they did us out there, they will come back and collect salary. Nobody will ask them any question. We'll complain to finish because the young people are quiet. The Ministry of Youth and Sports is just now tilted towards sports, and it's just football largely. They will come and say, oh, no, we are doing others, blah, 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 blah. What is the direction for the youth as a country? That's what I'm asking. And in the National Development Plan, how are we ensuring that there's great transition? Somebody has sat somewhere at a position for 30 solid years. They know that they are due for pension next year. There's a training program that will help the institution that they work within for the next 10 years. They know that when they come back, they will have to go home. But they are the ones who will put their names down that they are attending the conference and training abroad because of per diem and for whatever reason. When they come back, they are going home with the knowledge. So the institution remains same. Young people, you are watching. Somebody has been somewhere, and that is what they used to ask for contract extensions, because they'll say, oh, there's nobody here at this time to do this work, so it has to be me. If you have served your nation for 30 years, 20 years, 25 years, and you still need contract extension, you're a failure. And if you're a young person, you see that and you don't ask questions, you are equally a failure. Think on these things.